Alright, so as you can see from my thumbnail, and let me, this is just a little bit of show and tell to demonstrate that it is possible for someone to go from one end of wearing shirts like this and donating to the Women's March to now being someone who has learned about the people who founded the Women's March and thinks very differently about it today. So this is all to answer probably the question I get asked the most by friends, by people inside the Walk Away campaign, and just, followers online. But probably the question I get asked the most often is, how do I talk to my friends? How do I talk to my family? How do I get through to people who were, I guess you would call them, I guess now they're so referred to as the far left. And as someone who used to feel more strongly that way, do I have any suggestions for you on how you could possibly talk to your friends and family about it? So for me, what really made me shift my thinking is that I had a partner who a boyfriend. I call him my partner because I feel like I'm too old to call him my boyfriend. But then I call him my partner and he says I sound gay when I talk about him. So Mike, he started changing his mind before I did. He was also very far left. He was probably even further left than I was. And what got him to change on his own was the realization that Democrats and the majority of the left were turning away from basically everything that he is. He's a white, heterosexual alpha male, and that makes him enemy number one to a lot of people. And it really disheartened him for the side that he used to represent, for the side that he was championing, to turn away and reject him as strongly as they have. So he initially, feminism and anti-feminism are sort of what started him on his path. And initially I was very resistant to it, and I wore shirts like this around the house, and we had some moments where it got, a little bit antagonistic or argumentative. So when I finally started to change my mind, oh, there's a moth in here, and that means that my dog might freak out. So let's just cross our fingers that he doesn't notice that it's in here. So I'll be quick. So what got me to start changing, as I've said before, was seeing the response to Milo going to Berkeley. And I expressed my reservations to Mike. I talked to him about my feelings then, and to his credit, he used that as an opportunity to try to make some of the points that he'd been trying to make. And so I started doing my own research a little bit on Milo, doing some reading on him, because I think for me, as a gay rights advocate, it was a lot easier for me to stomach or to listen to the things that Milo was saying, even though a lot of what he was saying was what my boyfriend was saying. But for me, it was easier for me to accept because it was coming from someone that was very similar to the people that I grew up with. So because I identified with Milo and his personality, it was a lot easier to hear ideas that challenged my own beliefs and made me really think about the conclusions that I'd been accepting as facts. So once I started to really change my perception of things, we then sat down and watched the film The Red Pill. And if you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend watching that. I believe actually Cassie J was just sort of on our radar recently, getting called out by the SPLC, which but watch that movie. It's fantastic. After I had started to really open up and open my mind and open my ears, open my heart to different ideas, that was when he then showed me a video by Blair White. And I'll find that for you. I've got my laptop open, and there was a video that she did that he said, listen, you know, this is something that is going to challenge you, and this is something that you might not like, but these are some things that I've been thinking about, and I want to show you them from this person's perspective, and maybe you'll be more open to listening to them. And I'll find the actual video that he showed me, but I still remember, you know, we were, you know, I think we were just getting up, and we were lying there, and he just played it for me, and it really changed things for me. It made me, I don't agree with everything that she says, and I don't agree with everything that Milo says, but having these statements, having these thoughts get delivered to me by people that were very similar to the people I've grown up with, the people that I work with, the people that I, you know, talk to, I counsel on the phone, so I was way more receptive to them. I'm gonna be quick, sorry, I'm looking over at the time. So I guess my suggestion for anyone that's asking, you know, how do I approach this subject? I would say that if up to this point, if everything that you've tried so far hasn't worked, then maybe stop and think more, not so much about the message that you're trying to send, but the person that you're trying to get to listen. And is there another voice that this person would be more receptive to? I don't want to take up a bunch of time and drop a bunch of names. I am going to put some links in the description of some of the videos that I've come across that are from different voices that I think that maybe someone who leans more to the left would be more receptive to listening to. So I'll throw some up there, and please, if you guys know of some others, and if you see what I've put up and you know of some others that really resonated with you or resonated with your friends and family and made them start thinking, I'll edit and add as we add more. So the only other thing, I guess, you know, that's really is just, you know, good luck on trying to do that. And if you have any other ideas about ways that you've successfully gotten through to people, please share them. I think that's the biggest question that I'm getting from people, from conservatives, from independents, from centrists. You know, how do I get other people to wake up? So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is I do have some really awesome stuff happening tomorrow. I don't want to say too much, because if things don't come through or fall through, you know, follow through, then I'm going to feel silly. So hopefully awesome things are happening tomorrow. I'm going to try to figure out how to live stream. And if I can figure that out, then I'm going to do that tomorrow at probably around 1 p.m. Eastern. And if possible, if I'm able to get permission, then I'll continue to live stream throughout the day. But I won't say any more than that. I will say, in the spirit of this shirt, everyone, be persistent with the people that you love, and be patient, and just continue to try to spread that message of compromise and of listening and of just, you know, taking off the blinders, opening up your eyes, opening up your ears, listen to other viewpoints. It is not going to hurt you.